thought, I'm going to go absolutely crazy. Can't see anyone. What am I going to do? But I thought I just have to, get on with it. I was thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to cope with 12 weeks? I live in quite a small place. I don't have a garden. And I just have a very, very small living space. I thought, I'm going to go absolutely crazy. Can't see anyone. What am I going to do? But I thought I just have to, get on with it. On the 23rd of March, that's when we had the announcement that we were going into lockdown. So I thought, okay, it's not just me that's going to be in lockdown, it's going to be everybody. So we're all in this together. So that's when all the Zoom started coming up and all the different ways of trying to connect to people. So I would have my kind of daily conversations with my nan on Zoom or house party or whatever we were using back then. I'd got myself with my work. So when I left work on Friday the 6th of March, I was like, bye everyone, see you in 2 weeks. And then I never went back to work. That was my last ever day at that job. I had a yoga mat, I had like a little trampoline. So I built myself a little fitness routine. So every day I would wake up, I'd have my breakfast. I started off with 10 minutes on my little trampoline and worked my way up to an hour on the trampoline. I had some little kind of weights, so I do that. I do some sit-ups and press-ups. Luckily, so my landlord lives next to me. She has a big garden. She said we could use her garden because it was so big, we could social distance, it wouldn't be a problem. So I was able to go and walk around in their garden just to have some fresh air and also because we were experiencing a heat wave back then in that lockdown. So it was nice to be able to kind of enjoy outside without obviously, going anywhere else because we weren't allowed to go anywhere else. So it was difficult at the start, thinking, because your mind is thinking, how am I going to cope with this? I've just got these four walls. And I know a lot of people who had to homeschool their children. Everybody found it difficult in certain ways, but I think I was lucky that I found a way to cope quite quickly, and I got myself into that routine, and that's what I do every day. It was scary because I remember thinking back when I was on holiday with my health conditions, because not only do I have pulmonary hypertension, I also have a liver condition as well, and it's basically my immune system is I take immune suppressants for my liver, so my immune system is weaker anyway. So I thought, if I get this, I'm gone. I'm never going to see my family again, because when you're in hospital, no one can come and see you. So it was really, really scary, and I'm kind of getting emotional thinking about it now. But when I was thinking about it back then, I was thinking, don't think about it, you'll stay safe, and what will be will be. So luckily I came home from my holiday, got onto my routine, and I remember as things started to open up, I was terrified to go outside, and I was thinking, that's no way to live life. Everybody's going to have to kind of join society again at some point. So I was just obviously, like a lot of people, just super cautious, keeping your distance, face masks. But I just remember thinking, I don't really want to be around people, but then I do want to be around my family. But then it was like a really scary time, and it was just trying to find your way of dealing with it, and trying to find your kind of mentally how you would cope in different situations. Sometimes when I would, in the afternoon, when I kind of had done my fitness routine, I would sit there and just think, right, who can I call and who can I speak to now? And then it was like, oh, is this person going to get bored of me? I'm calling them again. So it was kind of like, you kind of felt a bit of doubt as well, thinking, oh gosh, am I a bit of a burden to people? Which I've never felt really for a long time. And I know with a lot of people watching this with pulmonary hypertension will know the form that we have to fill in, 1 to 10. Does your pulmonary hypertension, has different factors, and one of them is, do you feel a burden to people? And with all of that, I always tick quite low because I never really feel like a burden. But in that time, I did feel like, everybody's got their own problems, everybody's dealing with this in so many ways, struggling with this in so many ways. It was so when things started to lift and you could start going out and you could start visiting people. Um, I I think what drove me more, even though I was scared to kind of be around people, ever since I was diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension, it's a big thing. It's scary, and I still remember the day when I was told, from the doctor, I think this is what you have. And again, I'm getting emotional about it, but it was tough. And I remember my family and my sister, who I live with. Sorry, I'm getting emotional now. She said to me back then, I'm not ready to lose you. And I was trying to be strong, but I was trying to deal with this, but then I was trying to be strong for my family, which is really tough. So after kind of the initial, oh my gosh, how am I going to cope? What's life going to look like? I quickly came to the realization that life's short and there's a lot I want to do. There's a lot I want to see. I'm going to live life as much as I can. So I've learned that, I'm strong and I can get through it, and whatever gets thrown my way, I'll get through, because you've got to keep going. And like I said, I've got lots to see, lots to do, and I'm going to keep going for as long as I can because, there's too much to do.